Well, ETV's Black Door drama hit on our screens earlier this year. If you remember, the drama is a fascinating, dramatic and emotional story set in the high-class world of the Pleasure Dome brothel. It embraces a cast of South Africa's stellar talent and legendary actors and actresses. The X-rated drama series is reaching its mid-season, so we're talking a little bit about how South African television audiences have actually received it. This morning, we are joined by someone who really is a standout, legendary actress. And of course, her name is Linda Sebezo, and she plays the character of Mam Ribs in this wonderful season. Thank you so much, Assist Linda, for joining us this morning. Ngicela sikhulume nje about your character, Mam Ribs. Ngoba ngathi uthanda abantwana abancane.
Hey, lo muntu, thank you. I'm happy to be here. And good morning, kubo bonke abantu. Mam Ribs, I think akathanda abantwana abancane. Uthanda sex. I'll put it just like that.
Okay.
She loves sex. She's got energy. She's this woman, I shot in a rich man. So the rich man wamshiela abantwana abancane laba yababona laba abancane, and then wahamba nemali indoda, and then wabuya indoda seyigula imali idliwa abantwana abancane. Then yabuya ukuthi okay, then kusho ukuthi sex does make money. Because inanga umntana uhambile nemali indoda ibuya sengasenamali ubuya sekayagula. Mam Ribs decide ukuthi yazi ithi ngimbulale lo muntu, and akwazi ukuthi avule i-black door. So into emlidela ukuthi ajole nabafana abancane, it's because she was like kind of lonely and looking for someone like a shoulder. So uyabaza
Banetenda
loving care. And ufika akutshela ukuthi I love you wara, and then I feel ukuthi okay ngiyathandwa lana, ngifila young, ngifila ngathi ngina 13 wara. So baya khipana because ulo muntu lo ungeke once wamcrossa udila nawo. Because uthandane nomunye umuntu uBononos, yes, she came to Mam Ribs' world ngoba emthanda. You understand? And then he ended up cheating on for Mam Ribs. Then Mam Ribs okay, so you're doing the same thing as your husband. So I'd rather ngoksusa emhlabeni.
You know, the thing is that Listoriles, most of the time, citizens, I'm a shock and horror. Ooh, wow. But it's not so far removed from what's happening in South Africa and other parts of the world.
Yeah.
And I think the issue is that we don't talk about these things as fihla.
Yes.
There's always a saying that if you have to take households in the middle of the night, sikipi roof, sibheka ukuthi kwenzakala in the middle of the night among South Africans, we'll be shocked and horrified because it's a reflection of society.
Yeah. And again, there's so many people about relate with history Saga Ribs, because we're quiet, we don't want to be ourselves, you know, because of maybe community, you don't want to be yourself. We understand, because I don't think there's nothing wrong in love, just as long as you are happy, you know, and the advantage when you've got money. We understand we've got problems and we need to talk about these things. But masihlalela move, because I'm afraid to go to wena uzongibheka kanjani.
Judgment.
It's not gonna work. Yindawo esiphila kuyo. So there's this guy who came to Mam Ribs' world, which is SK Usabelo. We understand ukuthi ngikhulume nga first a boyfriend, which is a tomboy uBononos. Then Mam Ribs udile ngaye. Then came Usabelo ku world yaka Mam Ribs. Now umthola Mam Ribs udinga a shoulder again. And then he comes with the energy, with love, with wara. Kanti yena Usabelo unagenda. Uzowisa lo mama. Ngoba enezinto zakhe angifuna ukureveala zonke. I just want people to watch ukuthi okay, Usabelo is in love no Mam Ribs. Mam Ribs is in love no Usabelo madly. Kanti this guy enemy very.
You know, Linda, as you're speaking about this, there have been so many reports even. We've highlighted it even as members of the media. Uguti, what's happening right now, especially in some parts of the country, is that a lot of women are being taken advantage of by men who've got an agenda. some of them are being scammed. I mean, we call it the love scam, right?
Yeah.
We've heard Tinder swindlers and whatever, but even in this country, we've got a lot of people that are falling in love, and not falling in love in inverted commas with women, older women mostly, to scam them, to steal something from them, to take something from them. And it says, there's this element of shame, there's an element of, I should have known better.
Yeah.
You know, and I see the Black Door as almost giving us those issues that we're afraid to talk about. Let's go there. Let's go to the uncomfortable places that we're afraid, because we can't change society until we talk about, that person took things away from me, they scammed me instead of loving me.
Yeah, and into a common eyenzakala just nje ngidlulise this thing eyenzala kuma celebrity umuntu akathandana no Linda uthandana no Ribs. We understand ufika njengoba ebona ukuthi uRibs uthandana abafana abancane uRibs wenza isex. I mean, I will talk about sex because the show is about sex, but it's not about sex only. We're telling stories. We touching social issues. That's how the show abantu nokuzwa abanye bathi it's about sex. It's not about sex. Yes, it's about sex. At the same time.
Well, isn't society about sex and love and
it's the world we live in.
Yeah.
We understand, but we're telling story and we educate at the same time. We understand. There's a storyline sa this scale or spaza owner cause take advantage ye family ukuthi iyahlupheka nwara wabiza umntwana azothenga umntwana wamrape umpama sweet. We understand. To umntwana ifamily yakhe ayinanix. So the only thing ayijabulele ila maswiti azowathatha ekhaya kanti umntwana uba pregnant. And akafuna ukutsho ekhaya kuzokuzala umntwana azakhula nabo 16 18 kanjalo. So khona ikhuluma ukuthi no uyazi ukuthi lo mntwana lo ubabakhe ngulo ya the spaza owner. Izinto ezenzakala ku society that we live in. Into singafuna ukuzikhuluma because umama khona uvela uthi no uzosixabanisa abantu bazothini. So ikhuluma manje urate nini? We understand. So we are afraid to khuluma ngezinto ezinjalo. I-Black Door izinto ezibeka phambili ukuthi people must talk. Basingahlali ugcina sokubona umuntu ezihengile lapha ukuthi asazi ukuthi uzengeleni because warate at 7 8 years. And kwenzakalani ku society that we live in?
Is society, in South African society, open enough to talk about sex? Because let's talk about sex. Sometimes I feel like we live in this conservatism. So we put on our best suits, we put on our best dresses, we wear the makeup, we're looking like upstanding members of society. And yet things are happening in our households. And things are happening in our households that we don't want to speak about sometimes. Is South Africa actually ready to talk about sex? Because every time there's a sex scene in this country, or every time there's an intimate scene in this country, it could be Black Door, it could be a different kind of telenovela, but every time there's a scene, there's always a shock and horror at the fact that there's this kind of scene. And you live there going, Kanti, hold on a second. Isn't this just a reflection of what's happening in people's homes? Why are we still going, when we see a sex scene?
It's a question A1. Usakula gini bati uzengani?
Yeah.
Uzenge suitcase?
No.
Uzenge sex? Azange befiki suitcase or aeroplane ibeke emnyango. Or uzenge sex. I mean, sex is sex. There's this film Michael Douglas and this white lady konje yini Basic Instincts. Nami ngayibukela at that age and there was sex. Basic Instinct and abantu bebeyithanda because my favorite actor what she was having sex like we understand and besithanda why thina like if you tell sex ukuthi hey nangu mamribisi wenze sex no Sabelo and why can't we talk about sex? That is why manje bakhona nama human trafficking because uzogije mothi yofuna umsebenzi kanti lapha yana wena bathi uyosebenza office kanti uyothengisa. And manje why singama respect khona labantu bethu laba bathengisayo lama prostitutes athengisayo la ngaphandle because abaveli nabo azange bavuke nje overnight bathi yazi ngidecide ukuyothengisa abanye baphutha ukudla on the table kunabantwana basemavasity because of the sex. Why sizoba ashamed ngendaba ye sex? Let us tell sex as is. Sonke senze sex akekho ngayenzi sex asikhuluma iqiniso.
And that's what I'm asking about civil society, and I almost feel like South Africa sometimes becomes hypocritical. You know, we portray this one image when we are really this other image.
Yeah.
And we never get to tackle issues of gender-based violence. When there's a violence that happens in your family, we don't involve the police. We want to sort it out as a family. Sometimes even pay off people just to keep quiet.
Yeah.
When there is a travesty, even sex or even infidelity in homes and whatever, we don't talk about it. We sweep it under the carpet. So there's this image that we portray on the outside, and then there's the reality that's happening in our homes. What do you think will happen? When you are portraying these characters, what do you think will happen if society keeps on not talking about those issues that are even uncomfortable to themselves?
What I can say is the more you keep quiet, is the more izinto zingeke zistop. Sometimes that is why if you make a lot of noise, abantu bakhuluma ukuthi hey mara lo uyakhuluma man yonke into iyakhuluma, but uyazi ukuthi the more you talk is the more you feel free, and even outside, and you walk bold out nangaphandle because you talk ngezinto, and then izinto ngeke zichange because sihlala senzani, sihlala sithula. You've just said now ukuthi ama families nokuyivala ukuthi hey manje ngoba urejo umalume and then abantu bazothini lo malume uzorrape abantu futhi khona umunye ozozala khona la efamily and then uzomrape angeke azastop because thina sithulile. Why singadili ngalento? Why singadili ngayo? That is why sohlala sinama problems la kule country because sengizongena kwezinye izinto. Sinama problems because we don't talk. Sikhulumela kuphi? Sikhulumela emakoneni.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? So the show Black Door izohlala Black Door ibeka amaqiniso njengoba njalo.
You know, I think if Black Door did not have a viewership, I certainly believe that after this conversation, Black Door would have doubled or tripled its number because of exactly what you've just said.
Yeah.
And Linda, we do thank you for your time this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure to have a conversation with you. Very real conversation.
Thank you.